Hi everyone. Today I would like to share a good news that has been sent to me from a client. This client has been using my indirect wealth talisman and has actually in the past won various times of lottery, and also today he actually won about 5.3k. That's his 5,300 Singapore dollars in a game. So perhaps I will first share the screen. The reason why I would like to share with you this positive news that is derived from indirect wealth hacking is to show you that indirect wealth is actually a part of our life. We are actually, all of us are actually born with the capacity to earn wealth in a more easy way without us always having to work extremely hard to struggle so much, because it is an actual fact that from Bazi reading, all of us have indirect wealth in our life. And before I proceed, I will first share my video to my viewers. If you like to find out in-depth indirect wealth hacking method and all the secrets that are associated with indirect wealth hacking, please feel free to stay on, and I will teach you on how to use indirect wealth hacking to benefit your own life. Indirect wealth hacking can be conducted using Bazi, Zi Wei Dou Shu, Qi Men Dun Jia. Additionally, by modifying your house Feng Shui, you can also stand a higher chance in terms of achieving indirect wealth in life. It is really not difficult if you are able to know the system thoroughly. Nowadays, we have computer experts who hack different computer systems to test out their security, to test out the strength of the firewall or their antivirus software. And how are these experts actually able to hack into various systems? It's really because they understand the system, such as firewall or the computer technology, extremely well. Thus, they are able to carry out hacking to explore the vulnerability of such systems. In actual fact, according to Bazi, Zi Wei Dou Shu, Qi Men Dun Jia, and even Feng Shui, life itself is a form of system. If we are to analyze life from a Bazi's perspective, Bazi basically are made up of the 10 gods, basically the output factors such as the eating god, herding officer, the influence factor such as the direct officer, the 7 killings, the wealth factor such as the indirect wealth and direct wealth, the resource factor such as the indirect resource and direct resource, the friends factor such as the rock wealth and friends factor. 用中文讲一次呢，我们人生呢其实是可以借助天时地利人和呢来创造财富的。那我今天就有一个客人很幸运呢，就赚到，就是用我所教他的那个 indirect wealth hacking 的一个方法呢，赚到大概5300块新加坡这个财富了。好了，那他是怎么样能够赚到这样的钱呢？第一呢，他是有用我写给他的灵符，就是一个旺财的，尤其是旺天财的一个灵符啦。第二呢，他是有选对时间去做他的投资。我所谓的投资就是不管你做什么事情，只要是有关财富的事情，都可以当做是一种投资啊。在八字里面呢，它是没有管理的，它是没有说你做什么 样的东西，他给你钱做什么样的东西，不给你钱，最重要的事情是怎么样？最重要的事情呢，就是呢，要呢你在对的时间做对的事情啊，就是那么简单的话呢，你就可以能够得到财富了。所以 in terms of Bazi reading, right, it will never care about what kind of investment you make. But of course, in Singapore, right, a lot of clients, they prefer to make investment that is related to perhaps lottery or stock exchange, right? And this is the okay. So this is the update of my client, right? So I will give you a preview of the message. So this client actually got the winning today, right? By playing games. So it's quite hard for me. All right. So okay, perhaps I will just go to the Facebook page, all right, to show you what was actually what actually took place today. Okay. All right, so just give me a moment. I will first expand the screen. So let me explain once again, right? In terms of Bazi reading, 紫微斗数 or Qi Men Dun Jia, it will never care about what kind of activities you conduct in order to achieve great wealth. As long as you follow the rules, you understand the system, you will be able to increase your wealth subsequently. This is the fact of metaphysics. I'm not encouraging anyone to go gamble, but I'm just saying that in life there is actually easier method to achieve wealth if you are able to first understand the metaphysics system thoroughly, and secondly, use it to your advantage. In terms of Bazi reading, indirect wealth and direct wealth are two channels in which wealth will come about, right? Regardless who you are. This is something that will always realistically be proven right. In the sense that, right, in the sense that it's either money comes to you through your hard work or money is given to you by chance or by someone's perhaps someone just want to bless you with money, etc., etc. So given that there are only these two ways whereby money will come into our life, then why not learn the appropriate way to ensure that wealth will come to our life without us always having to put in extremely hard work or put in a lot of risk, right, into increasing wealth in our life. This is really possible because time and again it has been proven in my client's life, and I will show you the message once again for my client this time because this will be a more better way to show you. So my client actually updated me today on his winning. So just to read directly from the text, hey, Master Jason, I got another testimony for you. Make a good 5.3K, which is 5,300 Singapore dollars. 5,300 Singapore dollars winnings in casino earlier. The fool really works very blessed to have such a trump card with me. So he thanked me for helping him in his financial achievements. I have to emphasize once again, I'm not encourage people to gamble. I'm just saying that with the right knowledge of the metaphysics system, you will be able to hack it and find easier method to increase wealth in life. Indirect wealth can come from investment, can come from businesses that you opened, can come from stock exchange, can come from cryptocurrency, can come from many channels. And the way to understand it is to first understand that in terms of Bazi reading, we always have the heavenly stems and earthly branches within our Bazi chart. All of us, right, regardless whether you are Chinese, whether you are Indian, whether you are American, as long as you are born a human being, there will always be the heavenly stems and the earthly branches, and the hidden stems. Commonly known to most people, we have the year, all right? For example, if we have in this case a year of, perhaps I will just randomly choose a birth chart to show you. Or perhaps I will use the client's birth chart, the client who won got the winning today. What is his? Let me check if I have his birth chart with me. The birth chart is numbered. Okay, let me check on his birth chart. I will use his birth chart as an example. Right, a lot of clients, they just got the full talisman and wonder what to do. Like the next thing to do is really to search for your favorite elements for indirect wealth hacking. And my client's budget chart, right? Okay, let me write down my client's budget chart. It is of Ding Chou, year, Ren Yin, Man, Mu Xu, day, and Ding Shi. And this client is currently entering into the decade trend of Genzhi, particularly in the year 2023. He is entering into the Zi water. If you look at his Bazi chart, Mu is the day master, right? And what is the indirect wealth of my client who won the $5,300 today? It is exactly of Yang water. This is a Yang water. This Zi here is a Yang water. And this is his indirect wealth. And if you look at today's date is if you have the lunar calendar with you, right, especially my students, right, who attended my intensive Bazi analysis course, right, looking at the time, all right, the time today, this evening, today is of the
Facebook page message.
Today is of the 指示, all right, 指示. This is earth, this is fire. But for my students, they will know the timing of today's, right? Today, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That is of the 人生, heavenly stems and earthly branches. And exactly these of the water enhanced by metal. And then subsequently, from 17 to 19, right, that is when my client updated me. That is also of the Kui, all right, Kui water, sitting on your metal. Okay, your metal. So you can witness yourself. This is really real life example of indirect wealth hacking. I don't care whether you are conducting business investment, conducting forex, the kind of currency exchange, or you are doing cryptocurrency. I don't care. All right. What I care most is that it is shown time and again from real life example that as long as you are able to catch the timing, that is extremely strong in terms of indirect wealth element, then you will be able to gain monetary rewards. This is from Bazi perspective, and Bazi has never been a school of practice that concerned about what you do to acquire wealth. It is only interested in the outcome to show you which is the right timing. Additionally, if you look at a Zi Wei Dou Shu birth chart, I have told you before, Zi Wei Dou Shu birth chart basically are made up of the 12 domains. And within the 12 domains, we have the life temple, for example, right here, life temple, or the Ming Gong, all right, or Ming Gong. And then additionally, definitely, there will be a wealth domain, which is right here, all right, wealth domain. And then the career domain will always be, right, 3 corners to the right also. This is the work or career domain, all right? And you can always observe this wealth domain and work domain in order, or even the travel domain, to see if there are positive stars shining within your chart. And within a specific day, if you're able to find stars such as Wu Qi,
WhatsApp,
化禄, 太阴, 天府, sometimes even 天梁, because 天梁 is a star that is related to gambling. If you are able to find all these positive stars shining within your 三方四正, or even 贪狼 with 灵, 火灵, right? This is a Saturn wealth. This is a formation for Saturn wealth especially. By analyzing all these factors, you will be able to conduct your indirect wealth hacking. I have to emphasize again, I'm not encouraging gambling. I'm encouraging indirect wealth. I'm encouraging all of us to increase our indirect wealth in life. And I have to emphasize again that lottery and gaming or gambling are just among the many factors for increasing indirect wealth in your life. And of course, if you look at your Zi Wei Dou Shu birth chart again, basing on the heavenly stem of the specific day, you will be able to find the wealth catalyst star within your birth chart to enhance wealth in your life. Let's say today is the day with Zi at the heavenly stems. Today is Zi Shi, okay? So looking at Zi, Wu Qi will 化禄. Wu Qi, which is a finance star, will be paired with the wealth catalyst star. Thus, if your life temple is right here, right? If your life temple is right here, counting to the 3 domains to the left, that is your wealth domain. And if this wealth domain within this day, for example, today is Zi Shi, then it is a clear indication that you will achieve great wealth regardless what you do. It's not exclusively limited to gaming, gambling, or lottery. You may also achieve great wealth through business activities, through stock exchange, through investment in cryptocurrency, for instance. So I'm not encouraging gambling. I have to emphasize again and again. I'm just saying that all of us can increase indirect wealth in our life through various channels. It is just your own personal choice and preference as to what kind of activities you want to choose to increase wealth in your life. For example, I am someone who never gamble in life. I like to conduct business activities. Besides these astrological reading and Feng Shui services, I'm actually also a business owner of a dental laboratory and also digital games. And my business are both in Singapore and Thailand. And this astrological reading is just my pastime. The reason why I don't limit myself to one form of method to generate wealth, because in terms of wealth, in terms of indirect wealth especially, if you really want to become if you really want to achieve financial freedom, which is which means that money doesn't have to be, right? You want to live in such a way whereby money doesn't have to be a worry, a form of constant concern for you. Then you should always focus on the increment of indirect wealth in life. Indirect wealth in Chinese is called 偏财. Piancai means, right, is very much related to money that comes from you from favorite sources, right? It doesn't come to you directly, but from indirect sources. So this can actually be referred to multiple sources of wealth. I'm not saying, all right, I have to be very clear and very careful in my speech, because a lot of people assume that as long as you are able to carry out indirect wealth hacking, then you don't have to work hard in life. That is not true. Ultimately, it will depend on the formation of your birth chart. Some people are born with indirect wealth in their original chart, and usually they don't have to exchange their energy or effort for monetary rewards. They can leverage on their perhaps social networking skills or talents to increase their indirect wealth. I have emphasized again and again that in terms of Bazi, output star, namely especially, right, for example, eating gods and the hurting officer are best for the increment of indirect wealth. Let's say you are a Wu of Day master, right? You are a Wu of Day master. For today's sharing, right, actually, I'm okay if people don't want to listen, because this is the ultimate secret to increase wealth. So I also don't want too many people to know. And after this sharing, all right, depending on the response, right, I may actually delete this video, but I will share with you today ultimately, right, the secrets towards indirect wealth hacking. For example, Wu Earth, right? Ren water is the indirect wealth. And how can Wu Earth increase Ren water? If you know, the direct resource of Ren water is always zinc metal. And zinc metal is the hurting officer. Or what we call 伤官. Right? 伤官 in Chinese. And 伤官 is always about challenging, establish ideas. Why is that so? If you look at it in terms of Bazi reading, Wu Earth, direct officer, is always Yi Wood. And for someone who has zinc metal will be able to challenge the power of direct officer. Yi Wood is controlling Wu Earth if you know the Wu Xing cycle. That's why I always encourage all my viewers to remember the Wu Xing cycle clearly, as in wood controls earth, earth controls water, water controls fire, and fire controls metal. And direct officer is also a kind of indication of traditional way. All right, if you talk about wealth, of course, it's traditional way of earning money. But let's take a look at the real life cases. In our modern life, the richest people who are living in the 21st century, Elon Musk, Facebook owner like Mark Zuckerberg, other people, other wealthy people, I will say more and more of them are using unconventional methods to earn money in life, to accumulate great wealth in life. For example, Elon Musk, of course, is into the invention of self-driving car, his rockets that can go to the space and return to Earth, etc., wanting to put people onto the Mars. So if you want to earn great wealth, you must challenge the conventional ideas of how wealth is to be generated, because seeing metal means challenging the established traditional ideas. And seeing metal, all right, which is the herding officer, is able to increase indirect wealth. Okay, I have to talk. I'm quite long with that. I'm not telling all us to stop working tomorrow and stop being hardworking. I myself am a very hardworking person. I work from Monday to Sunday without rest. I'm just saying that understanding the system of Bazi, which reflects the real life condition and the destiny structure, then you'll be able to hack it to increase indirect wealth in your life. So in this case, herding officer will increase indirect wealth. So what must you do? You must often think of new strategy, new business strategy. Think of something that you have never done before to increase wealth. That's what I'm trying to say. Creativity is very important in terms of becoming wealthy, right, in the 21st century. Additionally, 天时, right, 地利, 人和. All right. So why was my client able to win this $5,300 today? All right. Why is he able to win this money today? All right. He actually showed me the money he owned. Hard cash, cold hard cash. All right. The reason why he's able to win is really because, firstly, he has a good indirect wealth period in life, and secondly, he's following all the instructions that I have given him by carrying with him the full talisman always, which will change his qi in terms of the wealth, energy, and also his brainwave. Why I encourage my clients to always carry with them the full talisman, because the design is actually meant to help us to modify our qi and also our thinking pattern. So, 天时, if you're able to catch it properly, right? If you're able to catch the 天时 properly, and secondly, you are follow all the appropriate Feng Shui methods, right? 天时 is something that we can check from our Bazi, from our Zi Wei Dou Shu. All right. For example, we have Bazi. Okay, I will just write in Chinese. Bazi Zi Wei Dou Shu. Of course, Qi Men Dun Jia. All right, Qi Men Dun Jia. All right. And 地利, what is 地利? 地利 is actually your Feng Shui. And I have told you before, Feng Shui can be divided into three parts. They are environmental Feng Shui, behavioral Feng Shui, and also personal Feng Shui. Okay, let me think again. Psychological Feng Shui, right? Okay, personal Feng Shui is also under this behavioral Feng Shui and also psychological Feng Shui. So when it comes to environmental Feng Shui, of course you have to find out what will be the best Feng Shui for you in terms of wealth. For example, you can always check what are the positive areas for increasing wealth using Eight Mansion Feng Shui or Nine Flying Star Xuan Kong Facing Feng Shui. All these will be very useful too. All right, for example, Xuan Kong or Bazai. All these are useful methods for identifying the wealth corners within your house or office or even factory. Secondly, the behavioral Feng Shui or personal Feng Shui. Behavioral means the things that you do. If you stay at home whole day, you don't want to make an effort to increase chances of having more wealth in life. Of course, money will not fall down from the sky. And that is also the reason why I am someone who emphasizes a lot on learning. Because the more you learn, the more you'll be able to take on positive actions to create more wealth in your life. And I also believe in the proactive actions towards creating opportunities in life. And all these are called personal Feng Shui. And that will also include the things that you wear, the clothes that you wear, the colors that you use, the kind of, for example, the bracelet that you wear, this kind of what I call praying mala beads, all right, all these things, or even your amulets, like Thai amulets that some of us like to collect. All these will create positive effects for our life. For example, you are someone who lacks the water elements in your life, then you can pray to Pa Upakut. Pa Upakut is actually a water wealth god, right? Water wealth god. Or you can actually wear it as a form of amulet. All these are right behaviors that you can take. 一命二运三风水是指的五读书六名七相八敬神啊。So the most important factor is to have help from the deities. Right, deities. Okay, how to spell? Is it this right? Okay, help from the gods. All right, help from the gods. So you may ask, perhaps you are someone who is not religious. You may ask, gods, do they really exist? Your questions of whether God exists is like an ant asking, do humans exist? Our human mind is too small to comprehend the concept of gods. It's just like the brain of an ant is so small that they cannot understand or comprehend the concepts of humans. And remember, our universe is infinitely big, all right? Our universe is infinitely big. And our dimension is only the space-time dimension. Given that the universe is infinitely big, that can consist of infinite numbers of universe or space or dimensions, all right? Infinite dimensions. Infinite dimensions. So how is it possible that we humans are only intellectual beings within this universe? There will always be beings that are higher than us. It's just that we are not able to perceive them and prove their existence through the use of our five senses only. So you ask me whether gods exist. The definition of gods, all right, definition of gods. All right, some people like to believe that God is, I don't know, creator or whatever. But gods can actually, or Buddhas, they are actually just beings of higher intelligence. And I'm very sure if we are just talking about gods as beings of higher intelligence, then I'm very sure that gods exist, because just look at our ancient history, our past, right? We have pyramids. How were we able to? Humans is so small. How were we able to build pyramids in the past? Or many other ancient gigantic architect structures, right? Or buildings or temples, they are constructed, I assume, was with the help of aliens. And if you want to call aliens gods, all right, or higher intellect, higher beings of higher intelligence, then I'm very sure they exist, all right? I'm very sure they exist. For example, knowledge such as Bazi and Zi Wei Dou Shu, I'm sure that they are created by perhaps beings of higher intelligence than us humans, right? How are we going to, right, from a kind of agricultural society, then suddenly evolve into building pyramids, having astrological readings, etc. All these knowledge, I personally, I believe that do not come from us. They actually come from beings of higher intelligence. And also, if you are interested to find out the directions in which to conduct your favorable business activities, right? Qi Men Dun Jia is actually able to help us in this aspect. For example, in terms of Qi Men Dun Jia, it believes that everything is connected. Therefore, right, and everything has energy. So even the question that you ask, right, for example, you choose a random point of time and ask a question. Qi Men Dun Jia postulated that even the question has a form of energy that is attached to it. And the moment that the question is being asked, that is actually the birth chart of the question, and they will be able to show you answer. So in terms of Qi Men Dun Jia, we can always ask a question and choose the suitable time to plot the Qi Men Dun Jia birth chart. For example, at this hour, we have, right, at this court, right, we have Wu having Yeoman here, and pairing with Kong, Ding Shi. Then at the Bing, also Kong with Sun Wen here. Right, so I quickly write down the different stars that are appearing within the chart to give you an example of how we can also use Qi Men Dun Jia to predict wealth for our life. So what I'm trying to say here is that there are various methods for indirect wealth hacking. And having various different methods to perform and find out the accurate time and action to take will of course increase your chances of improving wealth in life. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, some stars in Qi Men Dun Jia are positive, while some are not positive. But if we are able to identify the positive stars, and then you are able to know what actions to take, or even towards which direction you should go to increase your wealth. Okay, I'm not going to write down all the stars because it's going to be very complicated for my viewers. So some of the things that we can observe from this chart is that, for example, we have certain stars that are negative. For example, Shangwen, right? Shangwen with Tianfeng here are two stars that indicates financial leakages, right? So this is a star that it represents financial leakages. So within your perhaps within your office or within your company, this is an area that you should not conduct important tasks, because all these are actually directions. All right, if you open a Qi Men Dun Jia chart, all these are directions. Very much like Zi Wei Dou Shu, right? Zi Wei Dou Shu, which I have plotted earlier on, right? All these are also directions. If you attend my intensive in Zi Wei Dou Shu practical analysis course, you will learn how to identify the directions by looking at the chart. So if you want to identify positive directions to conduct, perhaps you want to open a business, all right? Which direction within your country you should open your business? For example, Zifu and Qi are positive stars for business investment or for the starting of business. So you can choose all these directions to start your business. So what I'm trying to say, right? Understand all the systems in metaphysics will help us to be able to hack indirect wealth, all right? To hack indirect wealth to our benefit, all right? Hack indirect wealth. But if you don't know the system and you anyhow hack, ultimately you will only lose money. That's what I'm trying to say. It's very much like computer scientists. If they know the computer system very well, of course they will be able to explore the vulnerability within the system for whatever advantage they want to gain. And that is the same case for metaphysics. If you are able to study all these systems well, you will be able to increase your indirect wealth extremely easily. All right, can be done extremely easy. So I'll take a look at some of the comments. Mr. Puma, thank you very much for watching. And Wellis also. Thank you very much, Wellis from France, for being here. And Mr. Jerry, thank you very much for watching. And Mr. Fabian, likewise. And Mr. Stephen, yeah. So I believe I have helped all of us to understand some concepts related to indirect wealth hacking today. Would like to congratulate my client once again for following my teachings and ultimately being able to generate positive results. Able to earn about $5,300 within an hour is not bad at all. All right, Singapore dollars is not bad at all. So congratulations to him again, and thank you for always listening to my advices. Whatever I share, right, are always to the benefits of my viewers. I know some of the things that I share are very holistic in terms of, or very in-depth in terms of theory, but you will only be able to understand this metaphysics system in depth if you are able to understand the concepts and the logics behind it. It is not that easy. It's very much like the computer, all right? You want to, for example, you want to build a computer. Of course, you must learn how the computer works. That's why I always teach my viewers, right, the theories reading regarding Bazi reading, the theories reading regarding Zi Wei Dou Shu reading, Qi Men Dun Jia, Bazi Feng Shui, or even the Nine Flying Star Feng Shui. All this understanding will help you to build a strong foundation. You may not be able to understand all that I'm teaching today, but one day you will be able to certainly have this epiphany. Epiphany is like 突然间你会悟到，你不停的听，你可能今天不了解我说什么，可能明天也不了解我说什么，可是总有一天呢，你会悟，你会打开你的智慧啊，会悟到我所说的东西为什么可以用来创造生活上真实的一个效果呢？ Why is it I'm able to create real positive outcomes for clients' lives or even for my own life? Is really because I understand the system thoroughly and I'm able to put into actions and turn all this understanding into real life practices. And if you are really interested to learn more about indirect wealth hacking, I will be conducting an in-depth indirect wealth hacking course in the month of May or June. And this course will basically mainly focus on methods that can be adopted in terms of the increment of indirect wealth for your life. And having all this knowledge and later on put them into practice, you will be able to increase your wealth, definitely. Especially if you don't have basic knowledge in terms of Bazi reading or Qi Men Dun Jia or Zi Wei Dou Shu reading. I will start from the basics. All right, I will start from the basics. And all of us believe that Bazi is made up of the 8 characters. There are actually 2 characters derived from the minutes. of birth. So total, you will actually have 10 characters, right, to analyze, which will further increase your chances of correctly determining the strength of the day master task, increasing wealth within your life. So for those who are interested in this in-depth indirect wealth hacking course, do feel free to contact me in private. I will be able to disclose to you the details and the date and time of this course and the related fees for attending the course. Secondly, I will also be contacting the another course which is called Intensive Zi Wei Dou Shu Practical Analysis course towards the end of May also. And all these courses will teach you how to increase wealth within your life using Bazi, Zi Wei Dou Shu, and also Feng Shui methods. Because Zi Wei Dou Shu is very related to Feng Shui, as well as I've told you before, the Zi Wei Dou Shu birth chart are able to show which directions in your life are more positive for you in terms of increasing wealth. So I hope my viewers are able to understand some of the concepts related to in-depth indirect wealth hacking and subsequently use them for the betterment of your own life, especially in terms of wealth. I have to emphasize one last time that I'm not encouraging gambling. I'm just saying that the system of life or the system of destiny or the system of metaphysics is in such a way that whether you like it or not, money will either comes to you through the indirect wealth or through direct wealth. All right, it's either direct wealth or indirect wealth. You cannot run away from these two channels, right? It's always either direct wealth, whereby you have to put in hours of work, right? Put in your efforts, all right? Sometimes even your blood and sweat. All right, this is one way you can earn your money. Well, there is another way to earn money, which is from indirect wealth. That is not all right. Indirect wealth do not come to you through your own effort. That can be in the form of gifts, in the form of returns from investment. And then what else? Perhaps I don't know, lucky draw, or maybe bitcoins, right? Bitcoins is a form of indirect wealth also. And cryptocurrency is actually something that will grow in the next 20 years as we are entering into the non-universal period. So if you are interested to know how you can increase wealth in your life without needing to put in hours of hard work, extremely hard effort, or your blood and sweat, I will teach you how to increase your indirect wealth through Bazi reading and Zi Wei Dou Shu in the month of May and June. I will provide you with the cost details very soon, so do stay tuned and do remember to contact me in private if you are interested to find out more. I'm Master Jason and thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next live video. Bye bye.